Welcome back to the Bad Influence Podcast, where we talk about taking charge of your life, making real changes, and becoming the person you're meant to be. Today, I want to talk about something that's at the core of every great leader, and that's learning how to lead yourself first. Listen, I don't fucking care who you are or where you come from. If you want to become a leader, you've got to lead yourself before you can lead anyone else. And that's a fact. Because I'm going to explain this to you. You've got to take control of your life, make your own decisions, and become an example that others want to follow, and that others can follow as well. Because how can you expect to lead anyone if you can't lead yourself? If you're stuck in that hole, in that dark hole, or in that dark cave, and you can't get out of it, how can you expect to lead others, to start a business and have employees, to lead your own family to something better for themselves, right? You won't. Because here's the thing. Leadership isn't just about telling people what to do or being in charge. No, it's not. It's about being the kind of person who others look up to because they see how you handle your fucking own life. You've got to be the one who makes decisions based on your own vision, your own goals, and your own standards. That's what sets real leaders apart. And let me tell you, I didn't always know this. I had to learn it the hard way. Everything I have learned in life has been the hard way. That's why I love to talk about this. Because today I'm going to share with you my journey of learning to lead myself first. I'm going to share the steps I took to take control of my life and how it changed everything for me. And how you can start leading yourself to become the leader you want to be. If you've ever wondered how to make that leap from feeling stuck to becoming someone who others look up to for guidance, this episode is for you. And here's the fucking problem. This is something that I have been observing for a really long time. Again, like I always say, I'm an observer. I like to observe. Sometimes I just observe trends in life, what people are doing, things like that. And this is what I have found. Too many people want to be leaders, but they haven't even figured out how to lead themselves yet. You see it all the time. People want to tell others what to do, but their own lives are a mess, a fucking mess. They're not taking responsibility for their own decisions. They're not guiding themselves toward their goals. And they're definitely not setting the kind of example that others want to follow. How can you be a leader if you're not walking the walk? And this isn't just about being in a fucking position of power. Whether you want to lead in your career, your relationships, or even just be a better role model for the people around you. It all starts with how you handle your own life. If you're stuck in that dark cave in your mind, how are you supposed to tell others how to get out of it? If you're waiting around for someone else to tell you what to do, or if you're constantly trying to live up to other people's expectations, you're not leading. You're fucking following. Leading yourself is also about setting a positive example for others, which can greatly influence the dynamics of your personal relationships. Remember, the way you lead your life can inspire others to do the same. I didn't always understand the importance of leading myself first. In fact, it wasn't until my wife got sick that I realized I needed to step up and take control of my life. And I know, I always talk about how my wife got sick because for me, okay? Everything changed when she got sick. I had to step up and learn so many fucking things that I didn't know about life when she got sick. I had to learn how to do this and pretty much everything that I talk about, everything happened when she got sick. So I just want to put that out there because I always start with that. When my wife got sick. And that's because that was the pivotal moment in my life. And in this situation, I couldn't be the husband or the leader she needed until I first got my own shit together. That's when everything changed for me. I realized that if I wanted to lead anyone, whether it was my wife, my friends, or anyone else, I needed to start by leading myself. I was faced with a huge wake up call. She was going through depression and dealing with her illnesses, and I realized I had to be the one to lead her out of that dark place. But the truth was, I wasn't in a position to lead anyone at that point. I was struggling with my own issues. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I was just going through the motions. I wasn't leading my own life. I was just letting things happen to me. Life was punching me, and I was just taking it like, another one, another punch, give me another one. I wasn't doing anything about it. That's when I fucking realized that if I wanted to help her, I needed to get out of my own hole first. I had to start by leading myself. So the first step I took was acknowledging that I had issues, which was the fucking hardest step that I have ever taken in my whole life. Now I understand why alcoholics and people that have addiction struggle with acknowledging the issue, because it's fucking hard. You're saying to yourself, I need help. I have to do something about it, even though I don't know anything about how to fix this problem or how to overcome this problem. So you face yourself in a way that you won't even understand. But in my case, I had to face the fact that I wasn't prepared for life, that I needed to make some serious changes if I was going to be the leader my wife needed. And that wasn't fucking easy. It meant admitting that I didn't have everything figured out, but it was the only way forward. Once I acknowledged my own struggles, once I realized, oh shit, I have problems, I have PTSD, I have all of this fucking emotional baggage, I went inward. I started digging deep to figure out where these issues were coming from. And what I found was that a lot of it stemmed from emotional baggage, emotional issues. It's stuff that had been building up for years because of how I was raised and how I was treated by my own family. But instead of letting that define me, I decided to work through it. I was like, shit, I have something to do in this situation, and it's go through it, work on it, become better, help my wife. I started leading myself out of that fucking hole step by step. I started climbing out of that fucking hole rock by rock, one at a time. This process of self-reflection and understanding is a crucial part of leading yourself. It's about understanding your past, learning from it, and using that knowledge to shape your future. It will shape your future in an incredible way. And here's the thing. Because I took those steps, because I did the hard work to lead myself, my wife saw that. She saw that I wasn't just talking the talk. I was walking the walk. She saw me go to therapy. Every time I would come home from therapy, she was like, do you want to talk about it? About your therapy session? Now, I'm very open with my wife. So I was like, sure. And I will tell her, oh, this is what I found. And this is what I'm going to do about it. This is how I'm going to deal about with this shit. I became an example that she could follow. And that's how I led her to understand that she can see life differently besides her struggles. But none of that would have been possible if I hadn't first learned how to lead myself. So, let's talk about what it means to lead yourself. First and foremost, leading yourself means taking responsibility for your fucking life. It's about not waiting for someone else to give you direction or tell you what to do. You set your own goals, you create your own vision, and make your own decisions based on what's best for you. Whether it's in your career, your relationships, or your personal growth. Leading yourself means taking the initiative to make the necessary changes and decisions. And that's hard. It's fucking hard. Because we live in a world where everyone has an opinion about what you should be doing. But real leaders don't follow someone else's roadmap. We make our own. Oh, yes, we do. Another part of leading yourself is recognizing your own issues and working through them. That's exactly what I had to fucking do. I had to acknowledge that I had emotional baggage that was holding me back. And once I recognized that, I could start working on it. Whether it's emotional, mental, or even physical issues, you've got to deal with your own shit before you can lead anyone else. You can't lead from a place of chaos. You've got to have clarity. Without a clear vision, a leader cannot lead, not even himself or herself. And let's not forget about the importance of discipline. Leading yourself means being disciplined enough to follow through your own decisions. It's one thing to make a plan, but it's another thing to actually stick to it, which is fucking hard. I hear it all the time, especially at the beginning of the year, right? Many of us have created resolutions, and then it gets hard. We don't stick to them, so we quit. That's where many of us fall short. We set goals, we set a fucking vision. You have great intentions, but don't have the discipline to see it through. But if you want to be a leader, you've got to be disciplined enough to do the work, even when it's hard. You're the fucking example. Not just for others, but for yourself. Leading yourself means setting an example for others. When you lead yourself, people notice. They see how you handle your life, how you deal with challenges, and how you make decisions. They're going to see how you change your life. They're going to ask you, how the fuck did you do it? And then you're going to give them the spiel. And a lot of them are going to be like, damn, that's hard. And that's the beauty of life, that it's hard, that it challenges you. But it builds you up. And when people see that, you have overcome that struggle, that they can come to you for advice, for help, or they can just see you as an example, that's what makes people want to follow you. Leadership isn't about telling people what to do. It's about showing them how it's done. And when you lead yourself well, others will naturally want to follow your example. Yes, they will. I have a few followers that always send me messages, and it's good to hear from them, because they tell me all the time, it's like, you know what? What you say on your videos resonates with me, and it has helped me. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you. Because I didn't do this for me. I did it for my wife and for others. I want others to be able to change their fucking life. You don't have to be moping, crying, doing all this shit on the floor like, oh my gosh, my life sucks. You can lead yourself out of that. But it's hard. It's hard. But when you do it, you'll understand that it's so fucking worth it. And you might be thinking, okay, Jordan, I get it. I need to lead myself. But where do I start? The first step is simple. Take a hard look at your life. Where are you following someone else's lead instead of your own? Are you living up to someone else's expectations, or are you making decisions based on what's best for you? Be honest with yourself, because you can't lead yourself if you don't even know where you're going. You're gonna lead people and yourself towards the fucking cliff. Next is start dealing with your own issues. Whether it is whatever is holding you back. Whatever is holding you back, deal with it. Whether it's emotional baggage, bad habits, or a lack of direction, you've got to face it head on. You cannot go around it. You have to face it head on. And it hurts. It hurts. It will feel like you have been punched by a fucking train. You feel that hit in your face and you're like, oh my gosh, I've never been hit that hard. And I get it. That's not easy, but it's necessary. You can't lead from a place of weakness. You've got to be strong enough to handle your own challenges before you can help others with theirs. Another important step is cutting out distractions. Oh, yes. I had to do this myself. When I was getting my life together, I had to cut out everything that was holding me back. Family members, my entire family, who brought me stress. Friends who were not on the same in the same path as me. And even certain habits like watching too much TV. I had to cut all that shit out. And to be honest, I feel better about doing that. I had to get rid of anything that wasn't helping me become the person I wanted to be. And trust me, when you do that, you'll be amazed at how much clarity you gain. Be disciplined. You can have all the motivation in the world, but if you're not disciplined enough to follow through, you're not going to get anywhere. You're not. You absolutely are not going to get anywhere if you don't have the discipline to get up early, go to the gym, eat healthy, do the work, do whatever it takes, meditate, do whatever you need to do. You need discipline because discipline is what separates those who lead themselves from those who don't. It's the difference between making a plan and actually sticking to it. So if you want to become a leader, start by learning discipline in your own life. Now, here's the best part about every single episode that I make. Let's get into some practical steps you can take to start leading yourself today. First, take responsibility for your fucking life. I know, that's the most hurtful and hard step that you have to take in life. Stop waiting for someone else to make decisions for you and start making decisions based on what you want for your future. Set clear goals, create a vision for yourself, and start taking action towards that vision. Don't hold yourself back because of your past, because of shit that you have done. Get out of that. That mindset is just holding you back. Second, deal with your issues. Deal with them. Whatever's holding you back, face it. Whether it's emotional baggage, a bad habit, or a lack of direction, start working on it today. Don't wait until tomorrow or next week or next year. Start right now. Start doing something that you haven't done. Just start by, I don't know, not watching 8 hours of TV. Read a book. That's something that I actually had to do. I started reading and I was like, damn, this is actually good. And this is where self-awareness comes in. You've got to be honest with yourself about what's holding you back so that you can start making the necessary changes that will help you get to the next level. That's why you have to figure out what bad habits you have, what needs to be cut out, and everything about you. Third, cut out the distractions. These fucking distractions can be people, habits, or situations in your life that are keeping you from leading yourself. It's time to let them go. Focus on what's going to help you become the person you want to be. For me, that meant cutting out toxic relationships, reducing distractions like TV, and focusing more on my health and mental well-being. That's why I started reading books. That's why I did so much when I started doing this. Because I cut out a lot of people. My entire family. they had to go. And now I'm doing better. Last but not least, be disciplined. Set a routine. Stick to your goals and don't let anything derail you. Discipline is what's going to keep you on track when things get tough. And trust me, things will get tough. But if you're disciplined, you'll push through and come out stronger on the other side. You'll be like, damn, I just went through this fucking storm and now I can see the sunshine, the ocean has calm, I can relax, and you're gonna feel good about it. Here's the thing. If you want to become a leader, you've got to start with yourself. You can't expect to lead others if you're not leading your own life. But once you start leading yourself, you'll be amazed at how things begin to change. People will notice. They'll see how you handle your life, how you make decisions, and how you deal with challenges. And that's what makes a real leader. Someone who leads by example. So, my advice to you is to stop waiting for someone else to guide you. Stop living up to other people's expectations. Take control of your life. Start leading yourself and watch how people begin to follow you. It's not going to be easy, but nothing worth doing ever is. The rewards, though, those fucking rewards, like the rewards that I have seen in my life now, are life changing. And yes, and I can't stress this enough. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be scary. You're going to feel like you're going to quit probably even in the first day, because I have felt like that. But I cannot stress this enough. It is worth it. Your kids will come up to you and be like, Dad, I need help with this. Your wife is going to come up to you, I need help with this. And you're going to be like, sure. Why? Because you want to lead your family to a better life. You want to lead yourself to a better life. And that's what matters. That's when everybody's going to start asking you questions. Like, again, I have friends that come up to me and ask me questions like, what the fuck did you do to change your life? I've seen you struggle pretty much for a really long time and you're doing better than me. And I tell them, well, this is what I did. And that's why I'm telling you, this is what I did. If you want to change your life, try this. Just fucking try. Again, like I always say, this is just the blueprint. These are just the steps that I took to change my life. If they work for you, great. If they don't work for you, tweak them, change them. Follow someone else's ideas. Make ideas your own. Change them. Add your own flavor to the recipe of life. That's what you need to do. And when you start doing that and you start leading yourself, I can tell you this. Your life will change for the better. You're going to literally look at your city, the world, whatever you're looking at, your family, and be like, I can change not just my life, but their life. And that is an amazing feeling. And that's it for today. Thank you for joining me today on the Bad Influence podcast. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let's start a movement of people who are ready to control their lives, lead themselves, and become the leaders the world needs. Because, oh, fuck, right now, the world needs better leaders, better leadership of service that leads for the people, not for themselves and special interests. So stay disciplined, stay focused, and keep leading yourself. Until next time, have a great day.